Hello students, I welcome you all to Current Affair Lectures by AZAD ICS Academy. Today we will be seeing the current affairs of 8th December 2024. That's Sunday. I hope all of you are enjoying your Sunday, right? So today we'll be seeing around two articles because we do not have editorials on Sunday, right? So first, before we go to the articles, we'll see the answers for the questions that we discussed yesterday. In the highlight itself or in the article itself, it was very clear that this particular cyclone is affecting Puducherry and Tamil Nadu regions, right? So whenever you have such kind of issues like cyclones or whenever there is like related to rainfall or a cloud burst, whenever you have such kind of topics, try to remember what are the important place names also because they will UPSC always tends to ask, right? So the coastal regions that were most affected by the cyclone Fengal were your Puducherry and Tamil Nadu. That is the right answer. I hope you have tried to answer it correctly. Next, you have which policy tool is associated with repo rate. So basically, repo rate. What are you using? I mean, how are you using repo rate? Is it to manage fiscal policy or monetary policy or industrial policy and trade? See, we are sure that it is not industrial policy and trade policy. So fiscal policy and monetary policy, it is basically monetary policy. It is also taken care by monetary policy committee. This is how you can remember. So we are basically, it is associated with monetary policy, right? So today's first article that we're going to see here is SEBI. SEBI is actually a very important board. Okay, we'll discuss about SEBI today. So SEBI aids tightens grip on SME. So we'll discuss what is SME. SME is nothing but small and medium enterprise in IPO, that is initial public offering market amid growing concerns over misconduct. So what has happened here is that the SEBI is trying to, tighten all the important money flow that is happening in the small and the middle enterprise, initial public offerings, market due to increase in concerns over misconduct. So there is a issue that there is kind of a misconduct that has happened. And maybe because of that, what is happening here is the SEBI, which is a regulatory body. We'll discuss about the SEBI anyways, I already told you. So what is going to happen here is they are going to make sure that they will tighten all the important money related issues, right? So here in this lecture, we'll understand what is your SEBI. Okay. So SEBI is but nothing but it is a statutory body, or it is also called as the full form of this is Securities and Exchange Board of India. So this particular SEBI is a statutory body established in 1992. So in 1992, we have established and it is a statutory body, okay, in accordance to provision of Securities and Exchange Board of Act of 1992. The basic function of Securities and Exchange Board of India is to protect interests of investors. So see, whoever is investing money, right, we have to make sure that their interest is being protected. So it is basically related to the investment. Now, if I am investing money, that my money is safe. So who is taking care of it? It is being taken care by the SEBI. Okay. Investors in security and to promote, regulate the security market. So whatever regulation, whatever market that you have, the security market, to regulate that, we have this particular SEBI. Okay. Now see, before SEBI came into existence, we had other issues like control of capital issues was regulatory authority. It drew authority from capital issue control. Again, not important. Just know some important basics about SEBI. You need to understand that the SEBI was not it was non-statutory body without any kind of power, but it became autonomous and it got power in the Act of 1992. Okay, and the headquarters of SEBI is situated in Mumbai. This is one more important topic or important thing. And SEBI, you will discuss about this more in detail when you're discussing economy. But I am giving you a overview about this. Okay. Now, what are present in SEBI, or who are the people who are present in SEBI? One is the chairman. Okay, and there are several other whole-time and part-time members who are there. Okay, SEBI also appoints various committees whenever required, to look any kind of issue that is there. Recently, now this is important because now it is trying to oversee the SME IPO. Don't worry, we'll discuss about what is SME IPO in detail, right? Now, why is it in news? So we have to understand why the SEBI is in news. Traffic law, traffic soul, traffic soul, traffic soul, ITS technology. So why this is a news is because SEBI has taken action against Traffic Sol ITS technology by cancelling its SME IPO and mandating refunds due to allegations of fund misuse. So this is not important. This is a name of the company, right? Now we are canceling its SME IPO. Now we'll understand what is the meaning of SME IPO, and we are making sure that the refunds are done because all the funds that are being misused, because there is a lot of misuse of funds that is happening in this particular traffic sol ITS technology, and because of that, SEBI is coming up with this. This action is a part of SEBI's board strategy to tighten SME IPO norms. Okay, so it is also trying to address the investors' interest along with rising concerns and market misconduct. So whatever market misconducts are happening, and we're also trying to keep the investors' interest alongside. That is the reason this particular tightening thing is happening. Now let us understand what is the meaning of SME, what is SME IPO separately, right? So first is definition of SME. That is nothing but small and middle enterprise are business with assets, revenue, or employee number below a certain threshold. So what basically happens here is we have a different types of industries. So it could be medium and small enterprise and small and medium enterprise. It could be MSME depending on different thresholds. Okay, so small and medium enterprise are business with assets, revenue, and employee numbers below certain threshold. Now, what you have to understand here is economic contributions here. This particular SMEs are vital for Indian economy, spanning sectors like manufacturing and services. So we need to understand that certain threshold is there for these SMEs, and they are very important because they are going to be very vital for Indian economy, as small manufacturing and services are all examples of SMEs. Okay, access to capital is significant hurdle, means these people, this is small and middle scale enterprise, what exactly happens here is that they will not be able to get significant amount of capital for their you know uh, growth or something like that, right? So these are some of the challenges that any kind of small and middle enterprise would have. Now what is SME IPO? So SME IPO are nothing but public offers made by SME, allowing them to raise capital from the market. So that is nothing but they can get some money from the public. Okay, so public offerings are made by SMEs, and this will allow them to raise capital from the market. So they can get some capital, as we have seen that in small and middle enterprise, what is the issue that they're facing is that they'll not get capital too much. So to get that, we have IPOs. Okay, how is this regulated? So compared to the main board IPOs, SME IPOs have been more relaxed guidance. So here it is a little more relaxed guidelines so that they can facilitate easy access to capital from the smaller companies. Now, I know there is a lot of confusion. What is this IPO? So let us understand this a little bit. Okay. IPO basically means initial public offerings. So basically, IPO is a significant event that allows, it's a kind of a financial event that allows the companies. So let us assume that there's a company. Now, this company can sell its shares, okay, to the public for the first time. I basically means initial, right? So for the first time, it will sell its shares and enable them to raise capital. So if they want money, what they can do is they can sell its share to the public, and from there they can raise their capital. So here you can see that these IPOs, SME IPOs, are again nothing but they are able to raise capital because of these IPOs itself. Okay, so this is something that we need to understand. Now, features of SME IPOs. So announcement, SMEs must announce an IPO. Means SME, for example, if this is a company, it should say, or it should do the first initial public offering on a SME platform before listing. So it should do this process. The first thing is that it should go and announce on the platform. Capital limit is nothing but the capital limit here, it should not exceed 25 crores. Okay. And eligibility is any directors, promoters, investors must meet the same time eligibility criteria as regular IPOs, ensuring that they do not default or disqualify. So they should make sure that whatever norms are there, all of them is completely or correctly met. Now, the growing SME IPO market. So we have to understand the market overview. From National Stock Exchange Exchange, what you have to understand is there are 114 companies with a market cap of rupees 1.13 lakh crore. And similarly, Bombay Stock Exchange, SME Exchange, is talking about 328 companies with a market cap of rupees 68,500 crores. And the total capital is approximately 2 lakh crores. Now, again, you don't have to remember this data because the UPSC will not ask you such kind of data. Okay. This is just a market overview that how much companies are there in this particular, medium and small and medium exchange, or small and medium enterprise. Now, trends that we need to understand here is the SME IPO market is thriving with many issues, seeing oversubscriptions. So a lot of oversubscriptions are happening, many subscriptions are happening. Significant fundraising is also being seen. So that is in 23-24, we saw that 196 IPO raised over rupees 6,000 crores. Okay. Until 15 also, you can see that 5,700 crores are being raised this year also, 24-25 till October 15. So you can see that it is having many issues, and it is, you can also see many people are subscribing for this, oversubscription is happening. So high market liquidity, retail investor participation, a lot of people are getting, participated. This is the major reason why this is, growing so much. Promising returns also, because see, if we are trying to, support these kind of people, and if they come up with more profit, so it is going to give us a lot of returns. So because of this also, a lot of importance is given to this small and medium enterprise. Now, raising concerns that we have. So misuse of funds. See, once I get the fund, there is no guarantee that this particular enterprise is going to give, it is going to use it in a proper manner. So what would happen here is instance of fund diverging to the cell company and related parties. For example, see, there will be a very big company, and under this company, there will be a small company, and this will be registered as small and medium enterprise. Now, when they start getting the funds, what this small medium enterprise would do is give all that company to a bigger company, or it is called as a shell company, right? So in this case, what is happening here is you can see that there's a misuse of funds or use of circular transactions to inflate revenues. So do a lot of circular transactions. So we'll understand what is a circular transaction here. See, it is a kind of a fraud. It is a kind of a security fraud that is involving in entering identical buying and selling orders at the same time and to create appearance more. So the same, stock or the same share is created multiple times. It's a kind of a fraud that's happening here. So such kind of things are also doing, are also being done so that we can inflate the revenues so that whatever revenue that we're getting, we can get it at a higher rate of interest or higher price. So these things are also happening. Now, governance issues are also there. That is promoter-driven structure with limited institutional oversight. That is nothing but a less number of people are paying concentration to SME, or a lot of people are not paying concentration to SME. There are less regulations, or there is no much institutional oversight. Because of this, also what is happening is that it is easily able to raise funds. High risk related party transactions are also being seen in this situation. Now, what is this high risk related party transactions? See, most of the times, whenever you do any kind of loans or especially through these apps, a lot of hidden charges are there. Okay. Hidden transaction and undisclosed relationship that is there, that could also inflate earnings and even become a fraud. So, all these are some of the issues that we have. Okay. When these are not coming up into light, then these become high risk related party transactions. Apart from this, what is SEBI's proposal? What is it trying to do? How is it going to regulate this? That we'll see. So what we'll do is double the minimum application values. So whatever application values are there, we have to minimize them. Increase the minimum number of allottees. That is nothing but whoever are being allocated, we should make sure that their allottees are reduced in number from 50 to 200. Okay. Restrict office of sale, that is limit up to only 20% issue size. So the issue size should be only up to 20% and not much. Means the amount that is being given should not be much. Okay. Enhanced monitoring, that is mandate monitoring agencies from IPO funding utilization. So we need to understand whatever fund that they're getting, how are they utilizing it? Whether it is given to the shell company or whether they are doing circular transaction, what are they doing? Extend lock-in on minimum promoter contribution to 5 years. Increase scrutiny to related party transactions. Okay. What is it? And lock in. So now there are some words that you may get confused with. So let us understand what is the meaning of restrict office of sale. Okay. See, restrict office of sale is nothing but it is an issue or an offer. It is made that, or it is a method. Okay. Let us assume that this is a method. I'll mention it here. It is a method used by promoters of public companies to sell shares to public. It's a company or it's a main shareholder to sell it to shares. It is used to raise money with promote selling shares to regular investors, companies, and big institutions on the stock exchange. So the offer of sale, restricted offer of sale is nothing but it is mainly the shareholders. To public. See, in simple, you have to understand that offer of sale is nothing but it is a mechanism through which a company or its major shareholders they can sell their share to public. So why are they selling their shares to public? So that they can raise some kind of funds here. So similarly, this IPO and this particular offer of sale are kind of similar functions here. What we are trying to do is both of them are trying to sell their shares to the public and raise funds. Okay. Apart from this, we have another term here that is lock-in period. Okay. You can see that is extend lock-in on minimum promoter contribution to 5 years. So what is this lock-in period or what is lock-in? See, it is a number of years in which investors cannot withdraw or sell their funds that they have created. So whatever funds that they've created, you cannot, withdraw those funds or you cannot sell. Once the lock-in period is over, the investors must not withdraw the funds immediately. Okay. Rather, they should observe the performance of the funds, how it is happening. But basically, lock-in period is that there's a kind of a term, okay? And that term in which the investors, whoever have invested, they cannot withdraw that money. For example, if I have invested in XYZ company, there is a lock-in period. And here it is saying that that should be for 5 years. The lock-in period should be for 5 years. So for 5 years, whatever money that I've invested, I cannot be withdrawing it. So another important thing is increased scrutiny for related party transactions. So whatever party transactions are happening, I need to make sure that there is increased scrutiny for the transactions that are happening. Now, what is the conclusion that we need to get from this is that the SEBI's tightening for SME IPO regulations underscore the need of transparency. There is very important thing that is transparency is required. The reason is because whoever is taking funds may use it for the sell company or may use it for the circular transaction, involved in the fraud. So if we are able to track what are these funds used for, that is transparency and accountability in the market, that is when this particular SME IPO will be scrutinized easily or they can be easily regulated. The proposed changes aim to protect investors' interest, curb malpractices, and ensure sustainable growth with SME sector. So we need to understand that whatever these proposed regulatory measures are there, I want you to remember these proposed regulatory measures because you can write the answer if it has been asked, like what are the measures that the SEBI has been proposed to, regulate SME IPOs. So these are some of the things that we need to understand. There is a mandate monetary agency. We need to understand that the extend lock-in time for 5 years and increase scrutiny as well. Okay. And we also need to restrict the offer of sale, limit up to 20%. So we need to make sure that how much money is, being raised, that is being limited as well. The next important article that we are supposed to see is road turn tungsten mining near Madurai. Now, tungsten is a very important critical mineral, right? Now, a lot of minerals are there that is in use. Especially UPSC is now more interested in what you mean to say critical minerals. So this is also one of the important mineral, and that is why it is in news. And I have taken this news because UPSC keeps asking about such kind of minerals. Okay. The controversy over tungsten mining near Madurai, Tamil Nadu highlights the complex interplay between economic development, environment, and cultural heritage. So see, whenever there is any kind of mining that's happening or whenever there is any such kind of issue, we need to understand that we are seeing in three perspectives. That is, we have to understand that there should be economic growth, there should be environmental protection, and there should also be social concept. That is nothing but here it is talking about cultural heritage, right? Now we will understand about this, about tungsten. So first let us understand why tungsten. It is a rare earth material, right? Or rare earth mineral, you can say. Dense metal, known for its exceptionally hard resistance to heat and corrosion. So that is the reason in the electricity bulb. I'm not talking about the one which are white in color, but the one which were old. You can say orangish or yellow in color, whatever filament is there over here, and that filament is made up of this tungsten. Okay, it is a rare dense metal known for its exceptionally hardness, resistance to heat and corrosion. The highest melting point among the metals that is there is of tungsten. Now where are we using it? It is used to cut tools, drills, abrasives, and its carbide is a key component for durable tools also. For something which is for a longer duration, tungsten carbide is used. Okay, now such kind of things are basically coming in science and technology. Where is tungsten used? In which of the following tungsten is used? And they'll give you the uses. Okay, most of the times, whenever science and technology based question are there, all of the above is the answer. But you need to also be very careful with some things as well. Now, in electronics, also we are using, as I already told you, filament for light bulbs, X-ray tubes, electrical contacts, etc. Aerospace also is using it for military grade armors, missile tips, radiations, shield, etc. In medical also, it is being used for image device, radiation shield, and all of that. Similarly, in green energy, essential for wind turbines, super alloys in energy sector. So this is something that is very, very important. You can see it is having importance in many different topics like agriculture, industry, uh, electronics, aerospace, medicine, clean energy, right? Now, tungsten in India, where are we getting? India imports most of its tungsten. So, most of it is being imported, but with significant deposits in Rajasthan, Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka. Very, very important. Such kind of questions will come. So, where is tungsten present or significant deposits are present in India? In which of the following states? Rajasthan, Andhra Pradesh, and Karnataka. You need to remember these states, right? Now, about the controversy, why this controversy is happening. So, Mining Rights Award, the Union Ministry of Mines award rights to Hindustan Zinc Limited for mining tungsten in the biodiversity rich Mellur region of Madurai. So, what is happening here is why this is happening here is that there is Hindustan Zinc Limited mining, and now ministry has awarded rights. So, ministry has given this particular Hindustan Zinc Limited to do mining of tungsten in a very biodiversity rich area of Mellur region in Madurai. So, now a part of Tranche 4 under the Mining and Mineral Act, Development and Regulation Act of 15 focuses on strategic minerals. Now, why this is important is they may ask you a question based on what is Mining and Mineral Development Act of 1957. This act basically regulates mining sector in India and specifies requirement and obtaining grant of mining, lease of mining and operations. So anything that is happening in the mining, that is whatever requirement is there, what are you obtaining, granting, lease, everything that has been regulated by whom? That is regulated by these people. Okay. Now that which part or where you can mine, which minerals are mined, and which strategical minerals are being mined, all of that is being mentioned in Mining and Minerals Development Regulatory Act of 1957. Next is why a lot of people are opposition to this particular project. See, environmental concerns. The biodiversity heritage site spans for around 193.63 hectares and it's a home for diverse flora and fauna. That is, a lot of different varieties of animals and plants are present. Potential risk from harmful tailing consists of arsenic. See, whenever there is mining, right, there will be unwanted poisoning also that will happen. So arsenic is not good, cadmium is not good, lead is not good, okay? So all these are very poisonous and that will affect the environment in a very negative manner. So there is a lot of harmful risk that is associated, and that is the reason a lot of people do not want, tungsten mining to happen here. Activist and public outcry. So environmental groups, like there are many different groups, are warning ecological damage, right? And criticism of Vedanta's environmental record reference past pollution issues. So there are a lot of records that are there. They're also referring to the past pollution that has happened due to the mining, and this could also, or this particular mining could also lead to a lot of pollution, and that is the reason that activists and people are not allowing this particular mining to happen. Now, cultural significance is also there. So fear of mining impact ancient temples like Jain relics and region's cultural identity. So automatically see here, it's not just the concern about environment, it is also concerned about the culture here. So maybe because of the mining, it would impact the ancient temples that are present, like Jain relics and all would be, getting damaged, etc. That could be the reason that they do not want this to happen. Next is government's position. State government Chief Minister M.K. Stanley is against the project, planning to pass resolution to reject it. Anyways, you can see that the chief minister is not in favor with this, and claims of having informed the union government about having heritage sites during discussions as well. Union government urges that there was no opposition from Tamil Nadu during the auction process which started. So during the auction process, that time it had no issues, but now it is having some issues, is what union government is basically telling. Now, what is basically the conclusion from this? See, the tungsten mining project near Madurai highlights the need of balanced resource exploitation with environment and cultural preservations. The outcome of this dispute could influence how India manages similar kind of conflicts in future. So we need to understand that it is very important for us that the mining, even if the mining is done, there is a proper, you need to understand there is something called as environment impact assessment. The proper environment impact assessment should be done. All the people, public need to be involved. Anyways, in the process of environment impact assessment, the people are getting involved, the public is getting involved. So if the proper assessment is coming up and if the highest amount of damage is happening to the environment and the culture, then this project should not be taken forward. And if they are able to, somehow strategically develop tungsten mining without damaging the surroundings, then I think the mining can be done. So this is something that is important. Tungsten is important for your exam point of view. Rajasthan, Andhra Pradesh, and Karnataka are significantly having tungsten in India. Most of it is basically imported from the other parts, basically, right? This is something that is very, very important here. So now let us see one of the questions for this. Why there is opposition to tungsten mining project in Madurai? So you need to understand why. Economic concerns regarding the profitability, environment and cultural impacts on biodiversity, heritage sites, lack of government support, insufficient tungsten reserves in area. So try to answer the question. The answer is very simple. It's very easy if you have understood the you know article, right? So such kind of questions will be easily able to answer if you are reading these articles. Now I know there is one of the important issue that is there, that is burning in Syria. There is another important issue that we have on Manipur. So we will discuss about all of this in detail, because I cannot discuss many topics. We will be discussing these topics singly, because I will also wait for 2 or 3 more articles to come on the same issue. And once we have significant amount of content, what I will do here is I will make one long video on each one of them, so that you are able to get everything at one place and you don't have to read everyday articles to know what's happening, right? So whenever there is any issue, such kind of thing, like for example cyclone Fengal, I did not do it the first day, I did it somewhere after 3-4 days. The reason is because I knew that that article will keep on repeating for 3-4 days at least. Okay, so over a period of time, what will happen here is that the same thing will have to be repeated. So it is better that we read it at the end, so that we are able to jot down all the points, right? So similarly, I'll be discussing a lot of other issues that are happening in Syria, the issues that are happening in Manipur as well, right? Thank you so much for your patience, and I would request all of you to put your answers in the comment below, and also try to show some engagement so that we can come up with more such videos. Try to share it and subscribe to our channel. Thank you.